Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to this webinar whereby you will learn how to harness the power of ShareInvestor WebPro. I am Stella from WellFort. Personally, I have used a lot of investing software to accelerate my research, and finally, I find out that ShareInvestor WebPro is the best version. Besides ShareInvestor WebPro, I am also using ShareInvestor Station. So, what's the difference between ShareInvestor WebPro and ShareInvestor Station? ShareInvestor WebPro is more on fundamental analysis, and ShareInvestor Station is the combination of fundamental analysis and also technical analysis. So, for ShareInvestor Station, it is more advanced, okay? So today, I'm going to share with you the function of ShareInvestor WebPro. And I will share with you the function of ShareInvestor Station in the next video. Okay? Before that, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the ring bell, and also like our video before I start, so you won't miss out any of our video next time. So, each of the software has its different function, but ShareInvestor WebPro is value for money because you can find just a couple of 100 ringgit, then you can have a 1 year of subscription. This software really can help us a lot to save our time in doing research and find the information that we traditionally cannot find. So I feel that it's really good and want to share with you. Let's look into it together. So first of all, we need to go to www.shareinvestor.com/my. Then you need to log in to your ID. So this is the home page. You can see at your right hand side. Okay, today FBM KLCI is up by 17.5% to 1,533.9 points. And these are the market news, corporate news, and so on. So this is the homepage, okay? Then you can go to the second page, which is price. So you can see that in ShareInvestor WebPro, which allows you to access about 8 markets. So they are Bursa, Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, Indonesia, Australia, Europe Stock Exchange, Nasdaq, NYSE, American Exchange, and World. So when I click on World, you can see Forex and futures and commodities as well. So you need to go back to Bursa. Okay. So based on this, you can find the top active counter, or you can change to become top gainers, okay? Top turnover, top loser, top gap up, top gap down, and so on. So top active and top loser for yesterday, you also can choose for it over the 5 trading days, over the 10 trading days, and so on, okay? Besides stock, you also can look into warrants. So you can see which are the best performing warrants for today, or you can go to the ETF markets, bond markets, or indices. Okay, if you go to the indices, you can find all the sectors here, so you can know which sector is trending upwards or which sector is trending downwards, and you will know what is the price right now. Okay, for example, you can see on the construction sector, consumer product and services, energy sector, utilities, healthcare, plantation, property, REITs, technology, and so on. Okay, so you know what is the price right now. So besides this, okay, for other indices, you also can see such as FBM KLCI, FBM 70, small cap, and so on. Now we go to times and sales. Okay. Let us look at one company, for example, Puppet Bank. So you just type the name and then you click view. So you will see the Puppet Bank is up today, and its last time price it was at 4 ringgit and 15 cents. The times and sales will provide you the data of the trading day, how many sales have been done. There are 18 pages, okay? And this one, it shows you after the market close. So you can see the times here was at 4 o'clock, around 5 o'clock like that. So you can see all the sell down or buy up to match with the price at 4 ringgit and 15 cents. Okay, so the times and sales will tell us at the end of the day which orders are matched. So you also can find the other days by changing the date from here. Then all the information from the particular days will come out. So the next one I want to show you is broker's call. You can click on it. Okay, so after you click on it, for example, if you want to see the Kenanga broker call, you can select the click to open. So you can see which counter is outperformed, which counter is under market perform, and so on. And also you can see what is the target price for each counter. So besides, you still can see other broker calls for UOB Kay Hian, MIDF, M+, Inter-Pacific, BIMB Securities, Allianz Bank, and so on. Okay. Now, I want to show you the next function, which is a trade summary matrix. You will find that what is the price that have transacted for one particular single day. Okay, based on this, we can see there is a large sell down volume compared to buy up volume at 4 ringgit and 14 cents. So based on this, we can identify that 4 ringgit and 14 cents is the resistance for Puppet Bank. The number is in lots, okay, in lots, because we can see there is 2 zeros behind the volume. Let's come to the quad movement. This happened in one single day, so you know exactly at what time, got how many people doing what action. This is very similar to our times and sales features, except that they will give you a more precise action. Okay, for example, times and sales only tell you whether the transaction is matched, but in the quote movement, how many people change the order. So based on this, you can see that at this time, for example, okay, for example, as at this time, there are 7,749 lots queuing up themselves at about 4 ringgit and 15 cents. But then there are 68 lots are eaten up by the buyers. Let me give you another example. You see at this time, okay, there are 40 lots queuing up at 4 ringgit and 14 cents and successfully sell down. So this is what a quote movement will tell you exactly at what time, what could, and how people change and modify their orders. So this is a very useful function for you. If you are a day trader, this is a very critical function. It's a very important function that gives you all the information you need for the big players, whether they are coming in or they are quitting the market. Okay, these are the features of the quote movement. So next, let's go to the historical price. So we just click on it, okay? So you can choose to view by day, by week, by month, or by year, okay? Let us choose by day and select the view. So based on this, we can know on a particular day, we can know what is the open price, what is the high price, low price, close price for public bank. Okay, what is the highest price on a single day and what is the lowest price on a single day. You also can see the closing price, volume weighted average price, and also adjusted close. If you want to see by year, you can click on this and select view. Okay. So based on this, you can see in 2009, the volume weighted average price was at 6 ringgit, around 6 ringgit like that. Then when it comes to 2021, the volume weighted average price was at 4 ringgit and 49 cents. Okay, and so on. So this is what ShareInvestor WebPro can give you. So now if you go to the seasonality chart, wow, so colorful, okay? So based on this, it will tell you how the market is performed. So from 2009 to 2021. So this is seasonality chart that will tell you exactly at which month the market is down, which month the market is up. So for a company that is more seasonal, okay, there's more seasonal reliance. For example, they are driven by holiday period and driven by commodity price. Then you are able to spot some kind of profit, share price, better years. Okay, so you can see in which month is the best for buy or best for sell. So you can see that Puppet Bank in May, most of them are in green. So the sell away and go away is not happening for Puppet Bank stock. So this is a very powerful feature for you to know at which month the share price of the stock is underperforming or outperform. So now the next one, you can go to price download. So you can download the company historical price or intraday price. Two of these prices are useful for you if you are running some programs. So this is the platform that you can use to download all the price. Okay, so next, you can go to the portfolio. So the portfolio is the one you can create by your own, so that you can see how is the performance of a portfolio. So you can create a watch list. Okay, this is just an example of a watch list that I have created. So these are some sample of my watch list. So when you want to add in another stock, you just need to select the plus. Okay, then you can choose what stock you need to add. For example, you want to add a Bursa stock. Select counter. For example, you want to add a Maybank. You just type the Maybank and then click submit. And then the Maybank appears in your portfolio. Okay. So how it goes? You also can create another portfolio. For example, these are some portfolio, okay, that I have been created. So you can see in your portfolio consists of 8 stocks. So inside your portfolio, you can see you have Ajinomoto, Top Glove, Panda, Puppet Bank, Franken, Server Dynamic, Meta Platform, and Maybank, and so on. You can add whatever stock you want. Then you can go to the next one, okay, which is transaction. So you also can click the add button, then choose the counter you want. For example, Puppet Bank. And then you can select the date, for example, today. What is the activity? For example, you sell the share, so you put sell. Which broker? Maybe your broker is CIMB, so you put CIMB. How many shares you sell? For example, 1,000. Price maybe at 4 ringgit. So you can type the commission and fees. Okay. You also can add some notes here. Okay. Next is the brokers. You can pin your broker's information. For example, your broker give you this much of brokerage fees. So you just key in all the details such as clearing fees, stamp duty, GST, and so on. So when you want to buy or sell on stock, the system will calculate for you what is the commission that you need to pay. Okay, all right. You also can see the next allocation. When you click on the allocation, it will tell you that what sector you are in. Okay, so you can know what is the sector weightage of your portfolio. And then the next one, The next one is the alerts. The set alerts function is very important. For example, under your watch list, you can set an alert. You can choose Busa or Nestle. For example, I just click on the add button. You choose Busa. For example, you choose Nestle. Okay. For the price done, you want to below 100 ringgit, so you can choose or less than 100. Okay. Then, if you want to choose, you want to notice by the application, email, or SMS, you can take on it. But for SMS, they are credit charge needed. Then you also can choose, you want it to inform you once, daily, always active, or disable it. You also can choose. Then you can click the OK. So when the price hit or go below the requirement, then it will sound like an alarm. Then you will know, okay? The good news is it links to your mobile apps. So when the alert is sounded, right, you will receive a push notification from your mobile application. So how do you buy the stock when the stock price hit the bottom? When you set the alerts, it will alert you. Then you will know when is the stock price hit at a certain level or at the bottom. Then you can make the decision yourself whether to buy or to sell. So this is very useful part of alerts. So the next one is also a very important information for you. Let's look at this. There are 4 colors, okay? The red color is the transaction done at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The green color is the transaction done at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And the yellow color means from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And the blue color means from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay? So in this case, for Puppet Bank, you can see the BU means buy out, ST means sell down. So based on the chart, you can see that less than 15K, the value of the transaction is less than 15K. So the transaction less than 15K means like us, we are the retail investor. While less than 15K is the smallest player in the market. So less than 15K the volume, the value of transaction, half of it happened at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then you can see that there are a lot of sell down. Okay. Around 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The red color is the transaction done at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you can see that there are a lot of sell down, more than 150K in 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. as well as for 50K to 150K, okay? So more than 150K, it tells us whether the big players, if they enter a stock, will worth more than 150K, so it will reflect here. So for example, there is a big player for Puppet Bank, sell down in the period of 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So any value of things more than 150K considered as a big player. So the volume distribution chart will tell you on a particular day, the big player is moving the market or the small players. So any transaction that is more than 150K is considered as a big player. Is that a valuable information for you? If you want to see whether the big shark is moving or not, this is a volume distribution chart that you can see. Okay. So now let's go to fundamental. This is the information that investor will find very useful because investors like us want to find as many years of the data as we can. So we can go to the fact sheet. This is called fact sheet, okay? So you can go to the fact sheet and our case study is Puppet Bank. So you can type Puppet Bank and view. So you can see the last time price for Puppet Bank was at 4 ringgit and 15 cents. So you can see the software already show you some of the financial analysis. The revenue is decreasing. In most recent year, after at least 4 years of the consecutive increasing revenue, profit growth, decreasing profit for last 2 consecutive years with last 3 profitable years. Okay, dividend payout, dividend is increasing over the past 60 months. Current ratio, the company may have difficulty meeting short-term obligation with its current asset for 3 consecutive years. So debt to cash flow, high debt to cash flow for most recent years. Net earnings margin, consistently high net profit margin of at least 20% for 3 years. And return on equity, ROE above 10% for 3 consecutive years. Okay. So when you scroll down, you can see what is the company background. Then based on this chart, you can see the company 1 year's share price. Okay. Or you can choose to 5-year share price as well. So when you scroll down, you will see some key statistics and some overall of the company here. Okay. For example, earning per share, PE ratio, dividend yield, return on equity, net earning growth, trailing EPS, cash in hand, okay, market cap, revenue growth, and so on. If you don't know what is market cap, you can point your mouse on this word. And then it will show you what is cash in hand. Okay. Then when you scroll down, this is the latest news. If you click on this latest news, it will link you to the Bursa Malaysia company announcement website. Okay. So you can find the Puppet Bank announcement here. And then the next one is the total shareholder return. You can see in 5 years of long-term return, you are able to get 61.89% return. Okay, while in the 5 days of short-term return, you can get 1.72% of return and so on. Now, the next one is the dividend history table. based on this table, you can see how many dividends per share you can get and also the dividend yield. Okay, dividend yield and the total dividend you can get in particular years. Then the next one is the financial ratio. You can see all the financial ratio here. So you can see the PE ratio, NTA, price or per NTA adjusted, free cash flow ratio, dividend yield, earning per share, revenue growth, and so on. So public bank is a banking sector. So you will see its local peers are Maybank, CIMB Bank, RHB Bank, M Bank, BIMB, ABNB, Affin Bank. Okay, a lot of banks here. So you can see that for the banking industry, the PE is around 19 times, while public bank PE now is already 16 times. Okay, so you can compare with other banks PE and so on. Then we still got insider trades. Okay, event calendar and consensus estimate as well. I will further explain them in another tab. Okay. Now let us go to the financial. So we can go back to our case study. We can choose Busa, choose public bank, and the periods to show you can choose for 10 years. Okay. And then you select view. So you can get 10 years of data for public bank from 2012 to 2021. Okay. Then you also can choose whether you want to see full year result, quarterly result, or first half or second half. Okay. In this case, we click on full year result as an example. Then you can click on view. It will show you this data. So in this case, you can find 10 years of data for public bank. Okay, and then the trailing 12 months September of 2021. So you can see this graph is beautifully drawn for you. You will know that the blue color stands for revenue, profit after tax is red color, and then the green color stands for profit attributable to shareholders, and the line stands for net profit earnings margin. So for public bank, the trailing 12 months September of 2021 was standing at So for the public bank, the trailing 12 months September of 2021, okay, was standing, the revenue was declined and stand at negative 4.68%, okay. So if you look at the company profit after tax, you can see at the trailing 12 months of September 2021, the profit after tax achieved was at around 5.4 million. Okay. If you want to have a more solid data, you can see the Buyback in 2012. Okay, company made a revenue of 13 million ringgit. But in 2021, during 12 months, the company revenue has achieved to 18.7 million ringgit. Okay. So we can see that Buyback revenue is declined, right? Because their business is affected by COVID-19. Okay, then you can go to the finance cost. Here, finance cost. Okay, profit before tax, profit after tax, and so on. You can also find the historical earnings per share from here. Okay. Besides, you also can see what is the gross dividend per share, special dividend per share, and so on. Now the next one is balance sheet. Based on this, you can see the yellow represent the shareholder equity. Okay. Dark brown represent the non-current liabilities. Orange color represent the current liabilities. Dark green represent the fixed asset and investment. Light green represent other non-current asset. Evergreen color represent intangible asset, and the light blue represent the current asset. Okay. When you scroll down, you can see the number of ordinary share issue. What is the ordinary share capital? How much are the reserve, and so on. Then you still can see the shareholder equity. So you can find all the figures here. What is the shareholder funds are growing? So you can see there is a 17.9 million ringgit in 2012, and now it's growing to 46.9 million in the trailing 12 months September of 2021. When you scroll down again, you can see the total liabilities of the company. Okay, total equity and liabilities, total assets, and so on. And this is the cash flow statement of the company. Okay, of course, you can find all the cash flow information for 10 years, and also you can find free cash flow. Okay, you can find the free cash flow. But ShareInvestor WebPro already calculated for you, so you don't have to calculate by yourself. This is something that I will look at. It really can save us a lot of time. When you scroll down, you can see all the financial ratio also already calculated for you. So you can see the earning per share, net asset value, and so on. If you want to see the growth rate, you just need to click on the add button. Then you can see how much is the percentage of growing. Okay, so you still can see some operation cash flow per share, PE ratio, okay, price per free cash flow, and so on. All this information for you to make the meaningful interpretation, whether the company is growing or not growing. Besides, you also can find some dividend yield, okay, some special dividend and so on. The information provided in the ShareInvestor WebPro is very comprehensive and really worth for the money. So when you scroll down, you still can find some growth ratio here, valuation ratio, growth ratio, okay, and profitability ratio, qualitative ratio, efficiency ratio, management efficiency ratio, asset utilization ratio, leverage ratio, cash flow ratio, and liquidity ratio, and so on. Okay. If you based on annual report, it only provides us 5 years of data. Okay. But for ShareInvestor WebPro, it can give us 10 years of data. So if you want to make comparison for 10 years of data, you need to subscribe to some software. So in this case, ShareInvestor WebPro give you a very good value by giving you 10 years of data, and it's really worth of it. Now, let us go to the insider trade. For ShareInvestor WebPro, you can find insider trades. So based on this, we can see when is the EPF is acquiring the puppet bank shares. You can see that on the effective change date on 21 December of 2021, EPF has acquired a total of 5,459 shares at a closing price of 4 ringgit and 14 cents. And you also can see how much is the percentage of puppet bank shares held on hand. So it will tell you what are the insider are doing. So for the significant sales, you can see that the EPF is last time selling of the puppet bank is on 12th of October 2021. So the next one is significant purchases. So recently you can see that EPF is kept on buying the puppet bank shares in December of 2021. When you scroll down to the bottom, you can see that EPF bought the puppet bank share at about 4 ringgit. Okay. But now they are buying at 3 ringgit and 98 cents. So we can know that EPF keeps on average down. So these are the insider trades. So the next one, we will look at ownership. Okay. This is where you can find the top shareholders of the company. So in this case, ShareInvestor WebPro, you can find the top 20 shareholders of a particular stock. So this is the top 20 shareholders of Puppet Bank. You can see that the top 1 shareholders of this company is Consolidated Teh Holding Sdn Bhd. So you know it belongs to the Teh family. Tan Sri own about 21.64% of Puppet Bank shares. Okay, these are the pie chart. We've shown you about top 20 shareholders for Puppet Bank shares. Okay, last updated on 20th of December 2021. Of course, you also can go to the significant shareholders. Okay, for example, you can find EPF fund, okay, which is Employee Provident Fund. Employees Provident Fund. Okay. So after you search, you can see that EPF is the top 20 shareholders of 212 companies in the following market. So there are 205 in Bursa, 5 in Singapore Stock Exchange, okay, and another 2 in IDX. So these are the company that EPF owns. So based on this, you can see that EPF owns 1.680 billions of shares of Maybank. Okay, 1.680 billion of shares of Maybank. So EPF also owns about 2.9 billions of shares for Public Bank, 1.7 billions of shares for IHB Bank. So you can see number 3 is IHH Healthcare, top 20, rank number 3. And the number 1 is Dialog Group Berhad, okay? Where is the Dialog Group Berhad? Here, Dialog Group Berhad is rank number 1, rank 1, and so on, okay? These are all the companies that EPF are the shareholders. Do you find all this information incredible? You can search all the top 20 shareholders appears here. Okay, if you are a shareholders for Public Bank, if you type your name here, it cannot find because you are not the top 20 shareholders for Public Bank, so you cannot find your name here. So now let's go to the next company share buyback. Okay, you can find that which company has done the share buyback. For example, just now we talked about Public Bank. So we can go back to Public Bank and then select view. So you know that there is some of the don't have any share buyback for Public Bank. If you put top glove and view, okay, you can see there are 4 buybacks in 2021, 23 of share buyback in 2020, and 2 share buyback in 2019. Okay, so if you look at the share buyback chart, you can see that the company done some share buyback here. Okay, so you can see that Top Glove purchase Top Glove has purchased 601,000 shares at 6 ringgit and 15 cents on 10th of February 2021. Okay, so these are the share buyback information that you can find. So when you scroll down, you can see when is the latest share buyback done by Top Glove. So this is the share buyback function. Okay, now the next one, let us go to the event calendar. So based on this, you know there is what event is happening. So you can know on let us go to the public bank. So based on this, you can see that on 13th of September 2021, okay, public bank give its first interim dividend of 7.5 cents, okay. On 24 May of 2021, public bank organized an AGM. On 26th of January 2021, public bank has bonus issue and so on. And the most important one is you can know what is the upcoming event for this company. So not only public bank, you can also find all other stock upcoming event from here. If you click on view all the stock, you click on it, okay? You can know that on 24th of December 2021, Pasukas Group Berhad proposed private placement, okay? On 24th of December, ARBB is having AGM at online remote voting via crowd AGM platform, okay? So the next one is X date. Okay, you can see that when is the X date of the bonus issue for all the companies. For example, Optimax bonus issue X date is on 27th of December. So based on this, you can see all the X date for bonus issue, X date for dividend, X date for entitlement for all the stock, and so on. So you know when is the X date. Now, let us go to the next dividend analysis. Based on this chart, you can see that there is historical basic earning per share versus gross dividend per share and dividend payout ratio. In this case, okay, this company is called public bank. Oh, sorry, I need to change to public bank. Years to show, you can choose for 10 years, okay? So in this case, the case study is public bank. You can choose how many years to view. For example, I choose for 10 years and then you select on view. Usually we will study for 5 years data, but for ShareInvestor WebPro and also ShareInvestor Station, they can show you up to 10 years of data. When you scroll down, you can see what is the gross dividend per share, special dividend per share, total dividend per share, historical basic earning per share, dividend payout ratio, and so on. Okay. When you scroll down again, you will see a price earning ratio versus dividend yield chart. So you can see whether it is decreasing or increasing. So you can find all the dividend payout data from here. When you scroll down again, you can see all the total shareholder returns here. Okay, total shareholders return. In 5 days, you can make a 1.72% by the short-term return, while for the 10 days is about 4.01%. If for long-term return, you can see in 5 years, the total shareholder returns is about 61.89%. So this is the total shareholder return that shows to you, okay? And the next one is dividend history table. You know that public bank pay their dividend consistently in June and also in December. So we can see that the dividend yield for the company for particular years. Okay. So now we can go to the highest dividend yield. So based on this, okay, you can see the company from the highest dividend yield to the lowest dividend yield. Top Glove is now giving a dividend yield of 27.59%. Wow, okay. And the next one is Event, okay. It's paying a dividend yield of 26.87%. So you can also do some filter. For example, you can choose for which stocks is hitting 52 weeks low. You can click on it, then it will come out. Let's say if you want to find out which stock has the highest earnings CAGR for the past 5 years. So you can click on it to choose CAGR, highest revenue for the past 5 years. You click on it. This is the highest revenue CAGR. You can see that the first one is Palo, second one is GFM, Event, okay? While for the highest earning CAGR for the past 5 years, you can see that ATA, ATA IMS has the higher earnings of CAGR for the past 5 years. The next one is the Supermax, and so on. This function really can help us to save a lot of time to find all this information. Do you guys find this very helpful to you? I think so, yeah, okay. So now the next one, we go to the next features called annual report. So now you can choose for public bank and select the view. So you can download all the annual reports from here. And you don't need to go to the Bursa Malaysia website to download for it. Okay. So the next one, we can go to the stock comparison. For example, if you want to compare a particular stock to its peers, so you can select to pick a stock. For example, you choose the Bursa, you choose the public bank, and then you click select. Okay, it will show in the table. And then let's say you want to compare to Maybank. Okay, so for the second column, then you can pick a stock and select for Maybank and click the select. Then the Maybank information will show in the table. And the last one, maybe you can choose CIMB Bank and click the select. So all the information about the companies show in the table. So you can see all the last time price, volume, day, range, 52 weeks ratings, 3 months return, 6 month returns, 1 year return, 3 year return, 5 year return, beta, okay? cash in hand, market cap, okay. What is the revenue, profit before tax, profit attributable to shareholders, free cash flow, earning per share, dividend, okay. Revenue growth, net earning growth, price earnings to growth, gross profit earnings margin, pre-tax margin, quality of earnings, return on asset, return on ROE, total asset turnover, okay, net debt to equity ratio, total debt to equity ratio, current ratio, cash ratio, and so on, okay. So you can know that who has the highest debt ratio, who has the lowest PE ratio, which bank give you the highest ROE, and so on, okay. So this information you can find in the ShareInvestor WebPro and also ShareInvestor Station to do the comparison. Now we can go to the consensus estimate. Okay, so based on this, you can see the consensus estimate for 3 of the banks. Sorry. Let me go back to the stock comparison. Okay. Just now we picked the public bank, Buyback, and CIMB bank. Okay. So you can go to the consensus estimate from here. You click on it. Okay. So based on this, you can see the consensus estimate for 3 of the banks. So we can see that public bank upside by 5.98%, CIMB bank upside by 6.63%, and Maybank upside by 12.16%. So this is the consensus estimate. Now we can look into more details for a consensus estimate, okay? So we go to this consensus estimate. For example, we can choose Partini and select view. Let us look into Partini. Okay, this is the consensus estimate for Partini. Okay. So now we can see that the last price for Partini was at 2.79 ringgit. And the consensus recommendation is overweight. Means the target price at 3.248 ringgit. And there is 8 ratings are given. And there is also 0.458 upside was given. All of the information was gathered from the research house, so it combined all together. So you still can choose estimate changes over the past 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. So you can see in December 2021, okay, no sell recommendation is given. Okay, you can see that there is 8 ratings in total, 8 ratings. And you can see that there are 5 ratings to ask you to buy. Okay, total of 5 ratings to ask you to buy. Okay, and only 3 ratings ask you to hold. So the red color is stand for sell. The light red is underweight. Yellow is ask you to hold. The light green is overweight. Overweight means between the sell and overweight means between the hold and buy. Okay. While green is ask you to buy. So based on this consensus estimate, you can see that they are more than 62.5% ask you to buy on Puppet Bank. And they are 37.5% ask you to hold. Okay. And then you can see the blue line. The blue line is the actual price, and the red line is the target price. Now the blue line is below the red line, means the blue line is below the target price. So in this case, it means that Partini is an undervalued company based on this consensus estimate. Okay. So all of these consensus recommendations gathered from the licensed analysts. When you scroll down again, you can see all the forward estimate for Partini. So this is the 3 years estimate. You can see that in year 2022, Partini is estimated to achieve a 1.2 billion sales, while in the years of 2023 is able to achieve 1.34 billion sales, and in year of 2024, Partini is estimated to achieve a 1.46 billion of sales. The most importantly, what is the earning per share? Okay. What is the earning per share? Here. So earning per share by June 2022 is estimated to get 13.24 and in the year of 2023 is estimated to get 18 ringgit 0.07. Okay, and in year 2024 the earning per share is estimated to get 21 ringgit 0.50. So it also can tell you all the consolidated analyst consensus in one table for you. So next, you also can see all the forward estimate ratio and so on. Okay, all these forward estimates are here. Okay, now let us go to the consensus estimate overview. So this is for the whole industry. Okay, so look at this. This is a very powerful features. So you can see which stock is underbuy, sell, or hold recommendation. Okay, all of these recommendations are provided by the licensed research house. Okay, so now let us go to the screener tab. Screener. Okay, so you can see there are 3 screeners you can use here, which are market screener, FANTA, predefined TS screens, and also intrinsic value analysis. So number 1, we will go to the market screener FANTA. So screener you can find in other software, but in ShareInvestor WebPro, you also can find a screener as well. For example, you can click on the add criteria, okay? Then you can choose compound annual growth rate, CAGR for revenue. Then you click the add criteria. So you can insert the details more than 5% for the past 5 years. Then you can add more criteria. You can select add criteria, CAGR for the net earnings, add criteria, more than 5% for the past 5 years. Then you still can add criteria. Maybe you can add current ratio, okay? Current ratio, add criteria, more than 1 for the past 5 years. Then the next one, you can also click the add. So if you want the company to have a lower debt ratio, you can choose total debt to equity ratio. Net debt, total debt to equity ratio, add criteria. For example, less than 1 for the past 5 years. Or past 1 years also can. Okay. So then the next criteria, you want to put the trailing PE ratio. Trailing PE ratio, you can select the add criteria. Then you click on it. You can set less than 10 times. 10. Okay. After you key in all the details, you click on the screen now. Then the screener will help you to find the company that fulfill all these criteria. So we need to wait for the results. It may take few minutes, okay? So after you key in all the details, you just need to click on the screen now and wait for the results. So these are the 25 companies that fulfill all the criteria. Okay, so 25 of companies are fulfill the above criteria, such as high liquidity, cheap, high earnings, and so on. Maybe, of course, if you want to add more criteria, the result will be lesser. Okay, so these are the 25 companies that fulfill all these criteria. Of course, you can save it as template. You can save it as template. Okay, create. Okay, so okay, so next time after you save, when you want to open back, you can go to the load templates and choose the one you save. Okay, so beside FA, you also can scan for the TA criteria, technical analysis condition. You also can scan for the technical analysis condition. Okay, so you can choose any the condition you want, or consensus estimate condition you also can choose from here, or price and other condition you also can choose from here. For example, you can choose current price versus 52 weeks high, or market cap, beta, current price vs 52 weeks lows, last time price, today change, and so on. Okay. Now the next one, we can go to the predefined TS screener. Okay, so if you are lazy to do the setting, you can click on the predefined TS screener, so you can find which company fulfill the long signal and also for the short signal. You can choose the market, for example, Bursa market. Okay, so you can click on it. For example, the first one is country heights holdings per height. You can click on the scan result to view what is the reason why they ask you to buy. So based on this, you can see what is the explanation here. Okay. Now we can go to the intrinsic value calculator. If you don't know how to calculate the intrinsic value, this is a very powerful platform for you to find. There are a lot of people who do not know how to calculate the intrinsic value of a stock. Unless you are trained by the corporate professionals, then you can use their DCF models in order to find the intrinsic value of the particular stock. So if for retail investors who are not trained, this will be a very powerful features for you. Okay, there are 3 models, okay, from here. So you can use to find the intrinsic value of a company. Let's say we use Maybank as an example. For this case study, okay, so the first one is discounted earning models. So you can see the system already calculated for you. The earning per share for the Maybank is 0.54563, okay, and the earning per share growth rate also already calculated for you, okay, adjusted to 5%. For 2 years grow, 3 years grow, or 5 years grow. Okay, so for the years of growth means how long you want to forecast. For example, Maybank will still remain its business. Let us to assume Maybank can survive for the next 20 years. So we can put to 20. Okay, then the discount rate is a big topic. Usually a corporate finance professional, they will use the weighted average cost capital WACC. In this case, it is very complicated to do this. I will advise you to use about 7%, okay? 7%. And then you can click on the calculate. So you can see that the current price for the Maybank is at 8 ringgit and 30 cents. And the intrinsic value is about 9 ringgit. So this company is at a fair value. So you can see based on this color, green color stands for undervalue, the yellow color stands for fair value, and the red color stands for overvalue. Okay. So all of this calculation is based on the earning per share growth rate, years of growth, discount rate, and so on. Okay. Do you feel these features are very powerful to you? If yes, please type a yes in the comment. Okay. You can also use the discounted cash flow model to calculate for the company intrinsic value. So you can see that the free cash flow per share for the Maybank is about 1 ringgit, okay? And then the growth rate, the cash flow growth rate is adjusted to 5%. So we estimated the business will grow for another 20 years. Okay, so based on this, you can see the Maybank will grow for another 20 years. And currently, the share price for Maybank is undervalued. Okay, usually I will use the discounted cash flow model to calculate for the intrinsic value for a particular company. Okay, this is my favorite model. So this is the intrinsic value calculator that ShareInvestor WebPro provide for you. Okay, you also can find these features in ShareInvestor Station. Okay, now let us look into another features called charts. When you look into chart, okay, they are volume distribution chart, seasonality chart, and also C2 chart. Let us look into one by one, okay? The first one is volume distribution chart. So volume distribution chart, you can put for Maybank, Puppet Bank, and select view. So normally, volume distribution chart is used to see the big fund and retail investor. For example, the range between 50K and above are institutional investor. Okay, while for the range less than 15K to 50K are retail investor. BU means buy up, ST means sell down. Okay, this chart can let us know if there is any big fund enter into the particular stock. So you can look at this for Puppet Bank. You can see for the 1-day volume distribution chart, 5 days volume distribution chart, and also 10 days for the volume distribution chart. Now, let us look into the C2 chart, okay? So, based on these features, you can draw You can draw some line here. Okay, you can draw some line here. Or put some symbol and etc. Okay, you can draw some support or resistance line here. Okay. Then if you want to compare the chart with its peers, you can click on the icon, compare. Okay. So this is Puppet Bank. If you want to compare with Maybank, you can type Maybank. So you can compare the chart with Maybank. Okay. So, and then you also can click on the info dynamic, info statistic. Okay. So when you point your mouse on each of the candle of the days, then you can see all the information. It will show up from here. For example, open price, close price, high price and low price, and volume and etc. Okay. So next, you can change the day of the chart. For example, you can choose 1 day chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, or mini chart, hourly chart, or second chart, and so on. Okay, and then you can also save it as template. Then it also provides you a lot of indicators here. So you can choose which indicator you want to add to your chart. Okay, then for the events, you can choose the corporate action or insider trades. Then it will show on your chart on which particular days. So, okay, do you find this useful for you? I hope yes. Okay, so this is the function of C2 chart. Okay, next, you can also join for the community discussion. Okay, so you can read some article from here. Okay, or you can join the community for the stock discussion. Okay, the next one is IPO information. Okay, how are they performing after IPO? If you wish to receive the IPO alert, you can click on this is the IPO. So you can see all the IPO listed here. Okay. So for the news button, you can view all the news from here. So for example, regional news, Singapore news, and Malaysian news. So these are the news that will pop up. Okay. Next is the event features. Based on this, you can see a lot of events. Then if you wish to receive latest information on upcoming event, you can put your email address here and submit. Okay. then you will receive the notification for upcoming events. While for the broker's course, you can find all the broker call from here. For example, you can see Kenanga, UOB Kay Hian, MIDF, M Plus Online, Inter-Pacific, BIMB Securities, and also Alliance Bank, and so on. Okay, and then the next one is Invest newsletter. You can subscribe by entering your email by clicking sign up for free. Okay, it's free, so you will receive on every Friday. So these are the features of ShareInvestor WebPro. So if you wish to subscribe, how to subscribe? You can go to www.shareinvestor.com/my, enter. Okay. For ShareInvestor WebPro, if you wish to test out the features, you can click on the free trial. So today, I have special discount for you. Do you want to know how to get the special discount? I will tell you later, okay? So if you want to subscribe, you can click on the subscribe button, okay? So this is the pricing for ShareInvestor WebPro. Okay, so now I don't know how much you pay for your software. There are a lot of software in the market. Most of them are more than 1,000 of ringgit per year. So I find out that ShareInvestor WebPro really worth for money, because some of the other software also cost you 1,000 ringgit per year, really expensive. So for this ShareInvestor WebPro, you can choose Malaysia data only, okay, for real time. Okay, I also encourage you to take the real-time data, because you just add a 40 ringgit to it only. Not much lah, okay? If you want the delay data, then it's free, okay? It's free for delay data. But I am encourage you to take the real-time data. So for this, you just need to pay a 400 ringgit for only 1 year subscription. So if for 6 months, you only need to pay 262 ringgit 0.88. Okay. So it's worth for money, you know. I will encourage you to go for the 12 month. Then you can access all the features for Malaysia stock market. If you wish to have Malaysia plus global market, you can choose the Malaysia plus global market. Okay, so you also can choose for Malaysia stock price, real time, or delay. Okay, while for the Singapore stock price, you can put for delay or real time also. Okay, if you don't invest in Singapore stock, you can put for delay. So for the Hong Kong is delay for 15 minutes, Indonesia market delay for 10 minutes, US, Thailand, and Australia is EOD. What is EOD? EOD is stand for end of the day. This means when you wake up in the morning, the US market close, then you get the end of the day of the data. Of course, if you want to choose for 6 months, you also can choose for 6 months. 6 months is cheaper lah, okay? So now, what is the good news here? The good news is we got discount for you. You can get a 5% discount. The company has spent a lot of money to buy the data and develop the software and create this software platform for you. So the development cost is really high. So they can't give you a huge discount. but we are managed to help you to get a special discount for you. You can get an additional 5% off. Okay. The code in this, the coupon discount code is in this video description. Please find the code below to get your 5% discount. Okay. Remember to find the code below. Okay. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the ring bell, and also like our video so you won't miss out any of our video next time. So in ShareInvestor website, there are two software, okay? So in the ShareInvestor website, there are two software. ShareInvestor WebPro is web-based, and ShareInvestor Station has a more powerful chatting software. If you are a TA, okay, you also can find the market depth information in the ShareInvestor Station. You can find 10 levels of the market depth, okay? But in ShareInvestor WebPro, you can't find the market depth, okay? So in ShareInvestor Station, you also can find the dynamic chart. So in our next video, I would like to share with you what are the functions of ShareInvestor Station. You can also get a discount code from us. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned. Thank you everyone for tuning in for the Harness the Power of ShareInvestor WebPro webinar. This is the platform walkthrough webinar to show you how I use this investment data for my investment decision in the stock market, as well as to find the commodity information. So this is the ShareInvestor WebPro, okay? Remember to key in your coupon code here to get your discount, okay? Remember to key in the coupon code to get a 5% discount. The coupon code you can get from below, okay? In our video description. So please like our video, okay? Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye bye.